What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of StaleMates. Today, we have a very important guest, our first coach that's ever been on the show, Life University's Omi Acosta. This guy's got a long history in the sport of wrestling. He comes from the southeast corner of the country, Miami, South Dade, Florida. We had a very good conversation. Can't wait for you to hear it. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Enjoy the interview. So you're leaving town tomorrow?
Yeah, 7 a.m.
7 a.m. Cool. And you
Yeah.
had a good week here in Iowa?
Oh yeah, it was awesome. Like I said, I was at a wedding. My buddy, Jordan Johnson, got married, so I came into town, and it was good to see everybody. We all came together, and every day I hung out with each different one of my friends. So it's been pretty cool.
And this whole Corona stuff has kind of thrown a kink in a lot of recruiting and whatnot. Is it a lot harder since you weren't able to meet people in person?
Yeah, Georgia was kind of open compared to a lot of places in the country, so I was able to get a couple of recruits in for visits, but most of them were done, through Zoom and FaceTime and different things like that. But I think I did a good job recruiting, and I'm pretty excited about a recruiting class next year.
Are you the type of coach that you kind of like to meet these kids like in their homes and kind of see their environment and like kind of see like their living habits as well, or is it not that different for you to do it online?
Sometimes I do go, to homes and stuff like that. But the cool thing is, I want to get guys to come to check out, campus. Life University, where I coach, has a pretty cool university. We're outside of Atlanta, so I like kids and the parents to come in and check us out. So I rather them come into me. But with the whole Corona things, we did a lot of virtual tours and different things.
Right on. So I'm a huge wrestling fan. I always say I'm like a lot better of a fan than I ever was a wrestler. And I've been in the Southwest to watch wrestling, obviously all over the Midwest, the East Coast. I've never been to the Southeast. What does like that wrestling landscape look like out there? I know like there's been a lot of hitters coming from Florida and that whole
Mhm.
area, but what's it compared to your time in Iowa?
Obviously I'm from Miami, Florida. That's where I wrestled at. And moving to the Midwest, Iowa, at first I lived in Illinois, then I lived in Iowa. Wrestling here is everything.
Mm-hmm.
Like for example, if you want to be a movie star, you go to LA, because that's where the movie stars go. But that's what I thought when I was getting recruited to wrestle at Grandview. It was like, man, if I want to be the best wrestler I could be, why not go to the wrestling mecca, of the country? And then I decided to move into Iowa. And there's tough guys in Florida, Georgia, and the southeast. But obviously, Iowa's Iowa. You're gonna have the tough Iowa kids, and I've been trying to recruit kids from Iowa. So hopefully one day I'll land a couple.
That's why I think it was like I reached out to Gustavo about having you on. I thought it was gonna be definitely good for us having you on, being who you are, but hopefully good for you because we have a pretty young demographic, like on our Instagram and everything. We do highlights for these kids, so we have a lot of athletes from the state of Iowa that follow us. So I'm happy that you joined us.
Yeah, I appreciate it, man. It's awesome that I get to talk to you about wrestling, and those guys could probably watch and get to know about what we got to offer. So I'm really thankful for that, man.
Yeah, absolutely. When you said about like going to LA, if you want to be an actor, be in movies, you go to LA, and then you said if you want to wrestle, you come into Iowa. I've always kind of been curious about that. Like I grew up in the state of Iowa, so for me, it's normal to me to like have wrestling be as it is. So it was cool to hear what you thought of what it's like compared to the Southeast. I was doing some homework on you, and I saw that you were part of the 2008 South Dade High School team that broke the Brandon High 459 consecutive dual victories. What was that like?
I was awesome. I was part of the team that was in it, but actually my hand was broken, so I didn't
Oh,
wrestle my senior. I did wrestle my senior season, but I didn't really get to wrestle much. But it was awesome to see my brothers and the people that I grew up with wrestling. Being able to see that, and obviously Brandon was the team to beat. In that
mhm.
time, and they were on ESPN. I mean, I'm pretty sure a lot of people saw it. So it was a really, really, really cool moment to be there. Even though I wasn't the guy that was wrestling, it was cool to see my best friends go at it and kick butt. So it was awesome.
And so now you're the head coach at Life University in Atlanta. and you came from Grandview. There's another streak that should be broken one day, right?
Yeah, correct. Yeah.
Is that some? I mean, obviously, that's the goal, but is that something that you kind of have the same mindset going with that?
Everybody asks me that, because since I graduated from Grandview, they want to, how are you going to be the one? I'm like, one thing I don't focus about beating anybody.
Hmm.
I focus about being the best that we could be. I try to get my guys to just stay focused and control what we can control. Because if we do that, we're gonna be okay. We could beat anybody if we could do what we're supposed to be doing. But in order for us to be great, we have to do a lot of things. We got to take care of academics. We have to make sure our guys are staying on top of academics. We got to make sure our guys are living the right lifestyle. Not partying, not doing the things that they're not supposed to be doing during season or off season. And yes, it's a puzzle, and it has to be glued together to be perfect.
Hmm.
It has to be everything has to be done the right way, and so therefore, I don't really worry about ever beating them one day. Like I have the perfect team and everything goes right. It'll be sweet. Also it'll be awesome because obviously I'll be going against my coach. So I'll be my alma mater. So I'll be awesome. Why not me beat them?
Yeah.
So it just takes time, and like I said, I don't worry too much about competing against them. I worry about competing about myself. We compete against ourselves, and if we do that, we'll be okay.
Yeah. And I was watching an interview that you did a while back, and they talked about, you and your relationship with Mitchell. Whenever you become a coach, does the advice stop? Like, hey, you're competition now. Like, I'm not giving you any more game, or what?
Nah, it's not like that. Like when like for example, I was hanging out with Mitchell today. We went and we had dinner and stuff. And when we're hanging out, we don't talk much about wrestling. We just talk about like what we're doing and how are things going. He's a competitor, obviously, and I'm a competitor as well. I want to win, and he obviously wants to win too. And I learned a lot of things. When I was as a student athlete, I would not be where I am without Mitchell. He's the one that changed my life, made me, be the way I am today. And I'm really, truly thankful for what he did to me. And I learned a lot of things from him, and I'm still learning a lot of things from him. If I have a question, I'll text him or I'll call him. Like, hey, coach, give me a call. And he'll call me back. So we have a really close relationship, and also Paul Reedy, the head assistant coach at Grandview. He's the man. I talk to that guy like probably like once every other week or twice a week, and he's always checking up on me. So it's pretty cool to have that relationship.
If I'm Mitchell, man, I'm not giving out any advice. I'm keeping all my aces in my own sleeves, man.
Yeah, that would be the best thing to do. I'll probably do the same.
I'd be like, new phone, who's this, man? I don't know who's it. Omi, what?
Yeah, for sure.
uh,
But he's like I said, he's a competitor, but he wants what's best for me. So he'll help me out in the way that he can. Obviously, he's not gonna give me the recipe. I have
yeah.
to find that out myself.
Do you think there is a recipe, or is I mean what they've done is amazing, but is there some sort of secret sauce that maybe there's something behind the curtain that everybody else is trying to solve, or
Now he's outworking everybody. I mean, that's what he taught us. So I'm sure that's what he's doing. He's outworking everybody and trying to get to that level. I'm not working. Trying to recruit my ass off. I'm trying to do a lot of things. Like that. What he does. Obviously, he's at when he's on the top, so he's doing it right. So everybody should strive to be like them. But
definitely?
obviously, I got things from different places. I got my own coaching philosophy, and I do things a different way than they do at Grandview. But it was cool to wrestle for them. But now it's about my team now. I don't have to worry about them.
Hmm. So you came from the whole Grandview era. You were kind of see how they're I don't know what nine national titles by now, and then you have an assistant coach who also was coached by another coach who had a long winning streak, right? Matt McCutcheon.
Yep, yep.
That's
He's
awesome.
he's the man. He goes in the room. He's one of the toughest dudes we got. He goes in and doesn't matter what weight, he'll still go out and scrap. So he was coach under a legendary coach. So I learned a lot of things from Matt as well. He
Hmm.
has a different perspective on how they do things. So it's pretty cool. To have somebody that caliber in your room coming in and out, and you can talk to and you can call your friend. So it's pretty cool.
Do you see different styles? So like everybody always talks about like Iowa styles, it's like tough, outwork
Mhm.
people, and then I think Pennsylvania, the whole East Coast is maybe more like technical wrestling. How would you describe like the Southeast?
Southeast are just tough kids, man. Like there's all type of wrestlers. You know, they're good on top, good on on your feet. So the Southeast is just what I like about them is they're just tough and they got something to prove. And, some of that thing you can't teach. You
Mhm.
can't teach a kid how to be tough. That has to be you have to be born with it. And I usually get kids from like inner cities because I'm an inner city guy from Miami. So the guys that I get are just tough kids that want to get better and want to do the right things and
That's
don't give up. And, that's what counts.
I'm a big Iowa State wrestling fan. I loved watching Earl Hall wrestle because you never knew what was gonna
Oh,
happen. That he's got so many
yeah.
tricks in his bag. Um,
Yeah, we wrestled with the same team.
yeah.
So he's a man. He's a good kid. And I still talk to him.
Is he around the area down there or no?
No, he's down there right now. I just saw it on Instagram that he's working out at Gladiator Wrestling Club, but I think he's in Virginia.
Okay.
So he's coaching out there.
Right on. Another thing, man, I got to give you an award for the best singlet. You guys have the best singlets across any division.
Uh, yeah,
Did you have any hand
yeah,
in that?
yeah. I mean, I designed them.
Did you?
It's pretty cool.
Dang.
Our colors are pretty cool.
Yeah.
It's like our colors are, everybody likes our colors and they're bright and they're, like that green one that we have, the green and black one. I actually won that. I went to the coaching convention and I just put in my name and then Adidas called us and was like, hey, you won 18 singlets. And I'm like, since we won them and they're free, I'm gonna try out the highlighted green and black ones because I'm not gonna do something like that. But in the end of the day, it ended up coming out nice. Everybody loved them, and if you look good, you wrestle good. So I like taking care of my guys with their gear. So Adidas.
I think that matters with recruiting and stuff. Like you see like Oregon football, how many freaking colorways that those guys have, and I think it's a direct correlation. Like I always say, like if I got if I was like good at sports and I got to pick, man, I'm going with like a school that has awesome colors and like new jerseys and everything like that.
Yeah, I love. Yeah, obviously, if you see our singles, we kind of copy Oregon's colorways. So it's pretty cool because they're the same colors as us. So yeah, it's pretty awesome that
That's
we get to switch singlets, and we have a lot. I actually ordered two more different colors, so they're gonna be cool.
that's awesome, man.
Hopefully, we win with those too.
That's awesome. And so you took over in 2016, and the program started in 2013.
Yep, correct.
Okay, so when you go in there, I don't know what they looked like between 2013 and 2016. What I guess what was it the year before? What was their record? Do you remember off the top of your head?
I'm not sure. They had all Americans. They were okay. I think they placed like seventh or eighth at national duels. They were okay team. The coach before me did a good job. Starting the program and setting the foundation. But when I got there, I just set the standard higher. They didn't really believe much. So
Mhm.
I got there and I told them I didn't move all the way from Iowa down here to lose. And that was the first thing I told them when I met the team. And I was young at the time. I was 20, 25, 26. So, a lot of the guys were like, kind of close to my age. So, I set the standard pretty high and I laid the law that this is how we're going to do things here. And they bought in. And, since then we've been successful.
What's like the first thing that I've always wanted this one, like when there's turnover in a program, what's the first thing that you do when you get there? Do you start building your roster over or getting a hold of the athletes, or like what's that look like?
Well, I started pretty late, so I couldn't recruit that year. I just showed up, and I had to deal with the people that I had. Actually, the same year when I was there, my first year, I ended up recruiting the guy that ended up winning two national titles for me. So I got the job. I moved down there in September. Started wrestling. I couldn't bring anybody, so I had to, when I got there, about 10 kids quit. As soon as they said that what I was into and they show up late or anything, I just tell them, hey man, you're not doing the right things. I don't want you here. So the first thing I got there, I'm pretty sure my AD was probably worried that I just kept kicking people out. People kept quitting because I wanted guys that want to do the right thing. It doesn't matter if we're good or not. We're just gonna do it the right way. So I got there. It was what it was. By December, that's when I brought in my guy that ended up winning two national titles.
Mhm.
I started recruiting, and then the next year I already started my recruiting class, and then just kept building up from there.
That's awesome, man. I was telling some friends that know you. I was like, hey, I'm interviewing this guy. What do you kind of know about him? And a lot of them had to say that you're passionate. Where does that come from?
Oh man, wrestling did a lot for me about it. if I was in wrestling right now, I'll be in Miami, doing, selling drugs or doing something that probably was cool at the moment. I used to get in trouble a lot because I just moved from Dominican Republic in high school, and when I came in, I know English. I used to hang out with kids that were kind of like me that just came from another country, and they were just trouble, skip classes, do bad things. But wrestling kind of was what saved me. And I didn't have a father figure at the time, so wrestling also, helped me stay in track. My wrestling coach was pretty strict, so yeah, stay out of trouble, put my head down, went to work, and I ended up, being a state placer. Ended up, going away and wrestling college, and I never went back. So my high school coaches did a good job.
Yeah, I always say that wrestling flourishes in like areas of the country that are kind of miserable, like the Midwest. Man, it's pretty cold out here. There's not a whole lot of like nightlife going on, and so like you know, wrestling is tough, and so it requires tough people to do it. How did you get the discipline to like not be going to the beach down in Miami and hanging out at the clubs and everything like that? Is that just like
You
inside of
know,
you?
yeah, I'm from Dominican Republic, so I come from a rough, background. Fighting is like something that's like, over there you have to fight. There's no option. If you don't fight, you just get bullied or get beat up. I was the type of kid that like I don't care how big you were, like says something or anything, I was like I'll stand up for you. And I got into Miami, and wrestling was a combat sport. Mano a mano is like it's just you and another person out there seeing who's best. And I fell in love with that, and that's why you prove if you're a man. And a lot of the things that everybody in Miami was partying and doing things. I'm not gonna lie, it wasn't really my scene because I wanted to be so good at wrestling that I was always working out. I was always trying to find people to work out with me because I was not good in high school till probably my junior year. I was getting my ass kicked every day. So I was like, man, what do I need to do to be like these guys? I was always working out, always going to tournaments, and I always found a way to get better. Um, and that really ended up paying off, for me in college and in my life. I stayed focused.
That's awesome. So we kind of talked about a lot of the things that you've accomplished, but like if to this day, what's the number one thing you look back on you can kind of smile the most about?
Probably placing in JUCOs my freshman year in college was like I said, I ended up going to a junior college, and I wasn't, that just my freshman season. That's when I became a man. That's when like I think I hit puberty and I became a man. I started being mean, and I just decided that I don't want to lose anymore. And when that happened, I started doing the right things, and I ended up taking fifth. And then the next year, I won a JUCO national title. So that was a pretty big moment of my life too. And but probably the most important one will be when I won my national title at Grandview my senior year,
Hmm.
just because like everything came down together from my junior year not placing at the national tournament to winning it my senior year because I did the right things and lived the right lifestyle, and also helping my team win the first national title was it's an experience that you can't, it's indescribable. It was a great feeling, and I still remember, watching Gustavo was on that team with me. Jimmy Schuessler, Nick Kaufman, Eric Thompson. Yeah, I could keep going. Ty Noller, all those guys. I'm still good friends with them, and they're like, we have that experience that nobody else has. We were the first one to ever did it, and it's a friendship and a bond that you can never take it away. So that was pretty meaningful.
Yeah, man, I think there's something in the water on that campus.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I appreciate you coming on, man. I try to keep these things pretty brief. The one more thing I want to talk about was you're part of the 10 Club. Can you explain what that is?
Oh, it's like the 10 most successful alumni from Granby from my class. So it's pretty cool. I think it was last year, like on my birthday actually, and everybody that has done great, like graduates from Granby has done in the last couple of years, they get inducted into that. I felt pretty honored. It was pretty cool to come in and be surrounded by alumni from Granby that graduated from way back in the day. So it's pretty cool to be in that club. And Granby's a great university, and I'm proud to to be an alumni from there. So they honored me, so it's pretty sweet,
Our,
pretty
mu-
humbling.
our mutual friend, Gustavo Martinez, national champion. Is he in the 10 Club?
Not yet, but I'm sure he will
Uh,
because he's younger. I graduated in 2012, and he graduated probably I think 2016, 2015.
Do you
I
ever
think.
do you ever flex on him like, hey man, you haven't got one of these yet?
Yeah, no, I should tell him when I see him in a little bit. I'll tell him, hey man, yeah, you gotta catch up to me, man.
Who wins
So I'm
now?
sure.
Who wins nowadays if you guys wrestle? If you guys are going wrestle right now
Well, he won the last time when I was wrestling 141. I wrestled him, and it was kind of weird because
in
since
competition?
I moved to Grandview, you know, he's being one of my best friends out here, so it was
Mhm.
kind of weird,
Yeah.
So yeah, he beat me actually in a match.
Yeah. I'll edit that
He's
out.
one, right now with me. I'm trying to get him back, but he doesn't want to. So
Yeah. Well, I appreciate you coming on, man. I'll be in touch. Good luck with everything. I hope you guys have a lot of success. I'll be paying attention. And thanks for joining the show.
yeah, thank you, man. Appreciate it. Like I said, and you the man, man.
Yeah, I
Thank
appreciate.
you.